Hello and welcome to the Halo Forge Epidemic. This is Oakley HiDef and I'm here to bring you part 6 in the series, How to Build an Invasion Map. Now, in the previous 5 sections we dealt with the construction of the map, spawning, weapon placement, etc. And now in part 6, I'm going to go over all the different, or at least try and cover generally the different changes that we've made to the map and add some things that I haven't added before in the videos. So the first thing you'll notice is that we don't have the color effects anymore. I had to get rid of those because they didn't necessarily improve gameplay and they took away substantially from the budget and added to lag, so we got rid of that. Now another thing you'll see is here. In the first phase we added more cover to the elites in the back, and then I also listened to what you guys were saying about the bunker. In fact, you guys were all right. There were a couple people who posted saying yes, the bunker is too small. People like it when you can jump and it's more spacious, so that's what I did. I made this a bit bigger, and so now it feels a lot more like a real bunker. You got room to move around. The turret is here, and people were using this a lot more now that it's bigger than they were before. So thanks for your comments. I'm not always 100% right, so I appreciate all the comments that you guys give me and the constructive criticism. So thanks for that. Over here, I changed this bunker up just slightly. It's pretty much the same. I just changed the door that was over here, closed that off, made a sort of a turret area here, and then the only door out is here. But then again, you can always jump out here. So as you can see, the turret up there, it had a pretty good line of fire. The one in that bunker in front of us, it could shoot sort of out there through the open gate, but you couldn't hit many people, and at that territory, but there was a low wall covering it. Same with this one here. I can shoot at this territory, but I'm not going to hit much because there is this low wall we added here and over there. So these two turrets are basically supporting roles. Now, another important thing to note is that, well, I guess first we added the cover here. That's the first thing I'll talk about, is we added much more cover around the map. So first few elites over here, you can sneak up over to the right, make your way up here, or you can go left and sneak up there. So we added a lot of cover to the elites, and then we added some cover here in front of the capture areas. They used to be around here. That was a bit too open, so what we did was move them down here right, so you can take cover from the Spartans, and that turret will be able to shoot everyone until you get over here. So it's well balanced. There's a little bit of risk from that turret, but once you're here, you're pretty safe as long as you have a buddy watching your back from Spartans. Same thing over here. You sneak up under the cover of the rocks, come over here. The territory is here. Spartans can kind of shoot at you, but you just crouch and you're fine. Now, another thing that I've done is we've added this vehicle bay back here, and this is to just centralize vehicle spawn, so each phase doesn't have a different one. You basically spawn here and you get different vehicles. I got rid of the Revenant. Now you have 2 Ghosts, 1 Wraith, Banshee, and a couple power weapons which spawn in the different phases, and you get none of this in the first phase. Now, one thing to note here, let me zoom out. You see a lot of flickering happening, and that is an issue when you see it in Forge, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Now in game, for the version I had been showing you, part 1 through 5, in that version there was flickering, and so these two guys helped me a lot. Yardbird92 and Abel Sir Thomas, they came in and helped me really revamp this map. So lots of props to them. Thank you guys so much. They helped me revamp this whole map, and they helped me deal with all this flashing. So what we did basically is, in the first phase, what you see here is spawned, but basically the rest of phase 3 and some parts of phase 2 section of the battlefield, they're not here. So in phase 1, all that is on the map is what you see here, so that drastically reduces lag, etc. Now, once you capture this area, that turret and this turret disappear, and then you start getting more and more pieces over here appearing. So that helps sort of trade off what the game has to render. So first it has to render these complex pieces here. Once this phase is done, though, we get rid of them, and in their place we have some of the objects back here. Same with phase 2. Once you capture this whole thing here disappears. Same with that. And then a couple of static pieces like these blocks and the door on the inside. And that's to make room for additions we have on the map, which we use invasion weapons and invasion gates to do this, these various techniques in order to reduce the lag. Now, another thing you've seen here is a it's a little different. We extended the dock slightly, and we have a spawn area here for the Spartans. Then what we did was we moved the cruiser from over there to over here. And the reason we did that is because before it looked cool, but it was rarely used. The only time you would use it was to spawn, grab the Falcon, and fly off. Now in this version we moved it closer, and it is a spawn. And we have it also being the sort of the vehicle bay. So Spartans get in phase 3 a Warthog. So you spawn here, get in this vehicle, get in that vehicle, and then if they're gone, we didn't need to teleport or anything. What you do is you just run off and join the battle. Now another thing you may have seen is we got rid of the rocket hog, which was really unnecessary and superfluous. So we got rid of that. So those are the basic changes we've done. Another thing we did, or let me go back to phase 1, is these spawns here for the elites used to be up here. We moved that back. We block this area off here so you can't sort of move around that way. In phase 2 we directed combat that way, and then in phase 3 you come through here and attack that, and once you're trying to go through this way, you can't simply go around here. You have to take it through the tunnel. So that means gameplay is focused in 2 ways. You have 2 core options. Once you take it, you either go around here through the tunnel, or you go around this way and you meet up with the tunnel, and the core capture is now here, so it's less of a walk. You basically go from one end of Paradiso to the other, as opposed to being over there and going all the way around to over there as we had it. So those are some of the things we've changed. We've also made this map a lot more strategic. We've changed up the different pathways you have. So in phase 2, this will disappear. You can use this as an alternate path. Use the cave, come out there. Use this main way here. In phase 2, these low walls here disappear, as well as some of these rocks to give access to the Covenant vehicles that'll be coming through here. Now they can roll in easily through here and come into phase 2. Now, this still is a choke point, so what we did was we added an alternate route. So the elites can come this way, jump over here, and from here they have nice control of this area. They spawn here and they can shoot at the different areas. Now another thing you'll see is we move the turret or the satellite from here, or from back there to here. And the reason we did that was so that each of these territories is closer, so it's easier to defend. And also both of these territories are a little further up, closer to the elites, so it's also easier for the elites to attack. Whereas we had this thing back here before, that meant that all the battle was focused on that building there. So now we moved it over here, and now it's a lot better for the elites who can kind of swarm through here, over here, and also from up there and drop down here. Now, we've, thanks to Yardbird and Able Sir Thomas, we've taken sightlines into account all over the place. This is a very strategic map now. Say elites are up there, you can crouch here and take cover and still get shots off. Same with over here. We pivoted that satellite so you can move here and get cover from that. Another thing that you'll see is over here we took this into account in terms of where we wanted the spawn places to be. So essentially here, the fire team will spawn there, you come up here, give some cover, and then you drop down here. We move the territory further back, just so once you're in here as an elite, you can kind of hide from the grenades, and you can post buddies up here or on the roof to kind of cover you as you're taking it over. So we've definitely added a lot more strategy to this map and really upped its competitive level, thanks to once again Yardbird and Able Sir Thomas. Now another thing we did was the spawns. Before I had said I just did general spawns. It turns out that really wasn't a good idea. I mean, it's good, it's okay for a casual invasion game, but what those two guys helped me do was turn this into a competitive invasion game, and now we're using fire teams on all the different phases. And so what that does is it really focuses gameplay, so that you have 3 fire teams on each team, and what you have is you pit a couple of the fire teams against each other going out of territory. So for example, the elite fire teams here, so we have Alpha back there, Bravo here, and Charlie there. And for Spartans we have Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. So what that means is the Alphas over there will fight here, Bravos from there will fight with this one here as they go for this territory, and Charlies from there will fight with this one. And so that makes constant fighting all along this front. And it really adds a lot to the map, because here you have some strategy. You can sort of shift over and help your friends there, or shift over here. So there's a lot of strategy and more depth to this map based off what we've added. Now for the second phase, as I said, we have alternate routes. This, you can go through there, and you can go around here. So elite spawns, fire team A is now, or Alpha is here, Bravo is there, and Charlie is here. So what that does is you have one route of the elites coming through that tunnel here, another route here, and then another route here. So that drastically increases the versatility of the attacking team. It's no longer sort of a bottleneck. And of course, all the teams here have access to a back spawn there where they can bring in vehicles. And as I said before, we cleared this out so you can just come through here. So we've greatly increased the mobility and agility of all the different teams, and thanks to those two guys, once again, it's drastically improved gameplay. Now, for Spartans, what we have is Alpha team spawns in that tunnel, Bravo team is here, Charlie is here. So what that does is Alpha for the Covenant come out of that cave and attack here, Alpha for the Spartans spawn here, and they duke it out. Then you have Bravo for the Covenant come there, Bravo for the Spartans come here and they meet here. So those kind of equal each other out and you get combat around this main building. Then Charlie here, or there for the elites, can go around here and support their friends, or they can flank around here. Same for Charlie for the Spartans there. They can come and attack here and face off Charlie for the elites, or they can go and support their friends here. So we've greatly increased the map by adding in these fire teams, and I suggest you guys look into this as well. Yeah, you can go ahead and do general spawns for everyone, but if you want to make a competitive invasion map, I recommend doing this. Even I hadn't taken advantage of these before, and I'm glad I did. So for those of you trying to make a competitive invasion map, go ahead and try your hand at these fire teams. Okay, so now for phase 3, what we've done is, let's see, we have Alpha spawning in here, Bravo spawns here, and Charlie spawns there. And it's sort of centralized around this core here. So the different teams can choose to spawn on this carrier. Bravo team, or Alpha team, I'll go over the different spawn locations. So Alpha team can spawn in there, or here. Bravo team spawns here, or back there. Sorry, as well. Alright, I'm going to start over on this section. So Alpha can spawn in there, here, and back there. Bravo can spawn here and back there, and then Charlie can spawn there, here, and there. So what that does is it sort of focuses the fire teams on different roles. So the one Alpha here is in this building. They can see what's going on but not shoot them, and then they can pick up this sniper, which should be on the wall. They can pick up this sniper, which only has, it doesn't have any spare clips, go out here and provide cover. So that's Alpha's role. Bravo's role, which is here, is mainly to take care of vehicles, since they only spawn here and back there if they want. So their main role is to take care of vehicles. But if Bravo team wants to go ahead and charge, the other fire teams also have the option of spawning here and getting in vehicles. Charlie spawns there, here, and over there. So their main role is to sort of flank the core from this area and sort of put fire on elites that are coming from over there. I'll cover elites in a second. Now, I've been pointing to that spawn location over there, and the reason Spartans have that is because in case the core makes it out of here and starts going around Paradiso, Spartans have basically a core away spawn, so that they can start spawning here and go ahead and intercept the core as it gets over here, because if they could only spawn over there, it'd be a lost cause once the core sort of makes it over here. So this is a sort of a core intercept spawn. And also, it's a vehicle intercept spawn. Any vehicles that are trying to make their way through here, Spartans can spawn here and try and take them out. But, to counteract that, vehicles can also, in the third phase, go around the beach, sort of a long way, and attack from that flank. So vehicles have two choices. So we've really changed the mapping and the routes on this map here. To promote great gameplay, and it really played well. So I've shown you guys where the Spartans spawn, etc. Core is here. Change the structure a little bit, gave it some cover. So let's say you're coming from the core. Once you're here, you have cover from the snipers there. You have cover from people over there, and then you kind of run out here and you have cover from the people there right here. And then say you have the core, you're out here in the open for a little bit, and then you're back in cover. So we really took care of sightlines while we were editing this map. As you can see, we also added cover here for Spartans, The reason we didn't put it up here is because we don't want Spartans camping up on the high ground. So if you want to get in cover, if you're taking fire, you have to abandon that superior position there to come down here. So we've really changed the dynamics of this map. Now for the elites, well, as you can see, the Spartans spawn here, so they have a pretty tight control on the core. And to make up for that, we have an elite spawn in the cave here, which gives them great cover and they get access to the core pretty easily. So there's a constant pressure on the core from this elite fire team. And here we again added versatility, so they can go in here, send someone with invisibility to sort of scramble radar, and then send the other guy in the fire team around here and take out maybe a sniper if he's camping here, because the guy with invisibility will be under here. He'll scramble a radar, and you can easily send your friend over there through this gap and take out anyone who's sort of camping here. So there's a lot more team dynamics in this version. So that's one of the elite spawns, and they have a back spawn. All of them do over there in the vehicle bay. Now for other elite spawns, we have one here, and then we have one up here. And we added rocks here to sort of close off the different areas of the map and added kill zones. So back to the elite spawns, they spawn here, here, and down there. So the one down there gives constant pressure, and if they're not able to break through, the spawns for the elites here, which are in great cover, can just come up here and start wreaking havoc. And the nice thing about the terrain here is it has a lot of small paths. So say you spawn with a needle rifle, you can choose any one of these locations to go ahead and snipe. You also get a focus rifle to go ahead and counter snipe at the sniper who's down there and sort of take out people and lend cover. So as you can see, this rent makes itself a natural fortress. There are lots of little ledges you can perch on to provide cover for your teammates who are trying to get to the core. And then we also have a plasma launcher here in case the Falcon is up and about and trying to camp you. You go ahead and grab this plasma launcher and take it out. There's also one back there. So this is kind of the elite spawning base here, whereas the Spartans have sort of an industrial base with buildings, aircraft carrier, etc. The elites also have a base that's pretty well defended given the terrain and the cover, etc. But theirs is more natural. So there you go. We've had a playtest on this. It had great gameplay, and we're going to continue to tweak it until it's perfect and then bring it to you guys. So that's about it for now. Stay tuned. We may post a short gameplay video. It's not going to be on the Halo Forge Epidemic. It's going to be on Darth Human's blog, which is at www.thehaloforgeepidemic.com. We're trying to put more and more stuff on that website. So if you want a preview of this map, the gameplay we played today, go ahead and check that site out, and we'll be posting I think a round from the Spartan side from my perspective pretty soon, so go ahead and check that out. So that's about it. That's a pretty comprehensive guide to the changes we've made so far. We're going to continue to edit this, and then once it's finally done, we'll make a final feature on the Halo Forge Epidemic with Bevan's Law and everyone, and then we'll give you guys a download link. So this is continuing to progress. Once again, thank you so much to Yardbird 92 and Abel Sir Thomas. They really helped me a lot, and thanks again for all the testers who have allowed us to really make this map progress. Thanks also to our viewers and everyone else. Make sure to subscribe, keep viewing our channel, and check out that website. So this is part 6. This is about it for the map, and now all we're doing is tweaking around the edges. So thanks for watching. Oakley HiDef signing out. Thanks, guys.